Hello, hi there, it's me, it's Dave, or the Jaded Rabbit. God bless you, my friends. Thank you kindly for finding some time in your busy day to join me for another live stream. OMG. Yes, didn't really, make a live stream yesterday, was otherwise occupied enjoying life, playing other games, and I think if by now you have not found another game to play besides MK1, you are wasting your time in a game that does not respect you, does not care for you. You may think you're having fun, but all of these video games are huge brainwashing operations, which is so unfortunate because I look back on Mortal Kombat 11, and although I love so many things about MK11, you can't help but go back and see, oh, okay, well, this is where they were trying to get players to buy into the ideas of FOMO, live service, woke agenda. And the woke agenda does not cease. It continues. And here we have Mortal Kombat 1. Can you believe that some people would say MK1 needs to be more gay? I don't want it to be more gay. I think if it was more meaningful representation of the LGBT, that would be something that I would be here for. I have made previous videos about Melina and Tanya. Let's see if we can find it. Oh, here we go. Yes, the lesbians. So, having this kind of representation as quote unquote meaningful inclusion, this I don't see. Tanya, Melina, they are lukewarm lesbians. If I want to see lesbians, I think I would rather go onto Pornhub and look up the lesbian action there, because everything that you're getting from Mortal Kombat 1 is coded, lesbian coded. Not in any way do they ever come out and say, look at me, I'm a lesbian, I build IKEA shelves. Like, none of them are saying that, which would be a lot more meaningful, as opposed to this pseudo story of political classes. One is a princess, one is a servant slave. Why does no one call out the slavery of the Umgadi? But yes, here you have a master enjoying her slave. And what, we're supposed to go, ah? Aw, look, racism, lesbianism. Aw, that's wonderful. So this is terrible. I don't really care for this kind of lesbianness, lesbian representation, and all that does for me is insult me. This is insulting, because this is not a good story, this is not meaningful in any way, but people are so excited for quote-unquote inclusion, including these marginalized people, these minorities, including them in stories, in video games. And I will be honest, Mortal Kombat 1 has very much depressed me. I think that there is a sense of loss when looking at this game, because this game could have been a lot of things. A reboot, telling a brand new story with a fresh spin on old characters. We didn't get any of that. This is MK 11.5, MK 12. This is sad, and it's so sad because it extends beyond just Mortal Kombat. It extends to the rest of the modern video game industry, where basically every single video game that I touch now, I am going to have to ask myself, how much of this political agenda have they included in this video game? And I know people don't like politics, but guess what? Politics exists. You can't just run around through life ignorant. This stuff happens. Like, like all sorts of things. Don't be ignorant. just learn, right? I don't know. I'm so sad. I'm thinking of examples of where I have been ignorant. I think I'm very much ignorant towards horror games. I am never going to get good, nor do I really want to, and I can respect that. But this game is filled with politics, and it requires you to be aware, not ignorant or complacent to the fact that the games and products that we consume are going to be tainted by this ideology. And oh boy, have I lost friends, people that I thought were friends, over this ideas of wokeness, gender identity, sexual orientation. Why does all of this have to be first and foremost in a video game? Like, when you take a look at the roster, right, like, take a look at Tanya. They were totally queer baiting us. Can I not get the words? As an Umgadi, Tanya is sworn to piety and chastity. That is why her bond with Princess Melina, were it known, would cause a scandal. Okay, so they were lesbians in MKX. They were lesbians in MK11. So they're lesbians in MK1, and that's supposed to be something new, and they're not even good lesbians. I don't see them building anything. They need to be making furniture or driving a truck or something. So, I like my stereotypes. I do love my stereotypes. Will and Grace, filled with stereotypes. I would shudder to hear what Wokies would have to say about Will and Grace nowadays, specifically the character of Jack. Just a really stereotypical, effeminate gay man. I love Jack. I love Jack, but these Wokies would probably not consider it appropriate. Which is sad. Very, very sad, because we can tell where the woke activists are intending to push modern games. There is a definite agenda, and if you are saying that there is no agenda, that there is no psyop going on, it exists. You just have to look at the woke activists to really understand. So here we go. We have this article here which brought me to attention of what's going on within GLAAD. And if you don't know what GLAAD is, it's a gay and lesbian advocacy group where they fight for gay rights, inclusion. Yes, I thought we had all the gay rights. Why do we? What more do we need? Crazy. So before we get into this article, let's see what you guys are saying. Thank you for joining. J4, hit the like on the way in. Hey there, J4. Adlai. Hi. Claymore. So good to be here. Love this hour. This hour is typically not my usual hour, Adlai, but Thursdays I'm way more busy, so this is the only time we get. Let's be real, nostalgia and tradition have people playing this awful game. I find that really, sad. Really, really sad. I go to Mortal Kombat Reddit, and I try to see if there's, I don't know, anything new, anything happening. Lord knows that Reddit would probably find out. But reading through these posts, most of the articles, most of the tweeters, or whatever they're called, posts, most of the things on this Reddit are praising Mortal Kombat 1. Which makes me feel like I am delusional, I am in despair. Definitely MK1 has me in despair. And reading this Reddit, yeah, definitely despairing too. How I think MK... No, there's no way you can save it. And of course, people just downvote each other. Leave a like. 13 of you here. Can we get 13 likes or just get out? Why are you here if you're not liking? What do I need to do to get a like from you? Suck your D? That ain't happening. Leave a like or get out. The covert lesbians. Yes, lesbians. Clock it, Jaded. Oh, I was looking forward to hearing you yelling at Flower Girl or Silent Hill. I don't know. I really can only withstand so much horror in my life. It's scary. It's scary. Uranus and Neptune. Are you talking about Sailor? The Sailor, Uranus, and Neptune. Oh my god. Oh yeah, that's meaningful LGBT representation. If you ever saw Sailor Moon, there's this part where they have to fight, I don't know, I think her name is Galaxia. And Sailor, Uranus, and Neptune, who have been pretending to just be friends. Like, this one's the butch, and this one's the femme. Here's Uranus. I can endure anything with you, even being burned by the fires of hell. Right? Oh my god. It's so sweet. And this is from, like, an old anime, right? This is from the 90s. Look, there's Sailor Moon. I don't want to play too much, otherwise I get copyrighted. But yeah, there was like, I think the villains were trans too in that season. Like, they could go from boy to girl. And Sailor Uranus, she dressed like a boy and she could turn into a girl. And then they die. Oh my god, that's one of the most sad things in anime. I'm glad you reminded me. That's really sad. So, yeah, I really, really, really don't enjoy the fact that I feel like I'm the odd one out underneath this LGBT umbrella. I don't enjoy the ideas of gender identity. It feels very much like a brainwashing thing. People that are prioritizing things like sexual orientation or gender identity over other facets of themselves. It's reductive. I've come across people who are like, trans is my identity. But bitch, you have other things that are in you besides being just trans, right? Do you like going to the movies? Do you like walks on the beach? What's your favorite color? Like, there's all sorts of things. Like, I would think of a billion things before I would say I'm gay. Right? I like music. I like video games. I like reading books. I'm a nerd. I'm Canadian. I like music. I think I said I like music. So it's wild. So that's what we're in, like, this day and age now, where people are being reduced to things like just gender identity, sexual orientation. GLAAD's first annual gaming report is here to tell us how gay games are. Yes, games need to be gay, players need to be gay, everything needs to be gay, unfortunately. And that's not necessarily what I would advocate for. I would advocate for, in video games, there to be an actual game, more game modes, more customization. We don't necessarily need everything to be gay, but players are gayer than ever. But their digital worlds aren't. So this is from Engadget, where it says the game industry is out of step with contemporary media in terms of LGBT representation, and it is failing its LGBTQ customers. What? Well, first off, it's not LGBTQ. It's 2S plus QAIIT LGB. I think I got it. The 2S plus TLGB community. I think I'm missing letters. God damn it. Okay, so it's hard. It's hard to keep up. But it's wild that they're saying that the game industry is not as gay as other things that I suppose would be like movies, TV shows. I'm not reading modern books, so I don't know I don't even think there's modern books anymore. What are modern classics? 50 Shades of Grey, Twilight. So yeah, I don't know. When I was reading Wheel of Time, were there gays? No, but I never really thought like I was missing out, because it was all about Rand and him getting all the women. So it didn't really have to focus on gay. But yeah, it's sad that this is what the activists are now pushing for. This sentiment has felt true for years, and now the statistics in GLAAD's first annual gaming report prove it. The media watchdog and LGBTQ advocacy group today published GLAAD Gaming, the state of LGBTQ inclusion in video games, offering I like saying that, LGBTQ. It's fun. Offering a comprehensive breakdown of the industry from the perspective of queer players and developers. Immediately, you can tell that whatever report that we are about to look at, there is serious confirmation bias. If you ask a bunch of pedophiles, what do you think about CP? Well, what do you think they're going to say? So you ask a bunch of queerdos, what's going on, and really? What kind of answers do you think you're gonna get? Okay, according to GLAAD, 17% of the total gaming audience identifies as LGBTQ, or 1 in every 5 players. That means there's 16 of you here. 3 of you are gay. Are you kidding me? Maybe before I used to make MK1 videos, because prior to MK1, I would never disclose my sexual orientation, because that's not really any of your business. You can put 2 and 2 and figure it out, but I don't need to tell you. But now I feel like I need to tell you before I talk shit about gays, because the call is coming from inside the house. I am gay, so I can tell these gay people you're wrong. I think it comes off a little harsh or critical or phobic if it's not a gay calling out a gay. To be honest, I don't really want to hear straight people talk about gay issues either. So it's odd. Still, just 2% of all games on the market contain LGBTQ content, a saturation level that falls miserably short of those in film, TV, and other forms of entertainment media. So this is wild, because I don't watch movies or TV shows, or at least the right ones, but I didn't realize that every single TV show and movie nowadays, there's a gay, there's a les, there's a trans, there's an NB, which I don't understand at all, because how can you be non-binary and trans? The two things don't go together in my head. GLAAD found that 28.5% of films from the top 10 distributors in 2022 contained a rainbow character, and rainbow characters appeared as serious regulars in 10 seats. So, yeah, I'm not watching those TV shows or those films. Typically, if I want to see romance, I'm going to watch, like, British period drama. Jane Eyre, something classic. Like, I don't want to see these modern renditions. And to think that they want to push this upon video games. Now, I would look at video games as maybe a bastion, a safe space, if you will, for the masculine, the boys, to get together and be boys. And I mean, even when I play a video game, maybe I'm more straight acting when I have the jiggle physics in my face. There is something appealing about jiggle physics, regardless of where you are in the LGBTQ. So, to think that that is being taken away, done away, and everything is just gonna have ugly leses, like Melina and Tanya, it makes me very depressed, disparate about the future, because the future of video games isn't going to be just lesbians. Everyone is going to be gay. Half the roster is going to be sucking dick in a cutscene. This is what we have to look forward to. And even when I look at games like Tekken, when you create your avatar, oh, I wish I had a little clippy of this, but when you create your avatar, you can't have boy pose, girl pose. You have pose A, pose B, which is like the Japanese way of accommodating Western players and sensibilities, where you can't have genders. You can have an A and a B, and you can choose A or B, not boy or girl. So looking at the future of these things, it's just going to be more gay, more gender non-conforming, more of this GLAAD ideology. Sad. For the gaming stats, GLAAD ran the numbers. In November 2023, the Xbox store had 146 games with LGBTQ content, while Nintendo's had 50 games tagged LG. Why is that important? Why is that important? Why can't there just be a good game? And the reason why these companies tag things like LGBTQ game, like I can't watch Prime Video anymore. I physically can't. I don't know, whenever I try to put on a video, it doesn't work. But one of the categories that they have here is like LGBT. Oh, here we go. Yeah, that's the proper acronym. 2SLGBTQIA. They forgot the no, they forgot the A. Where's the A? Guys, they're not even, it's not consistent. How do you expect people to buy into this buffoonery, shenanigans, if they can't even keep it consistent? But yes, this is why they tag this stuff as such, because they're hoping to get dollars from the gays, of which there are 1 in 5 for Gen Z. So they want those Gen Z dollars. Also, they want those white socialist activist types who are like, oh no, I'm racist because I'm white. I have white privilege. I need to spend my money on some marginalized community. So it's yikes. Yikes. I don't know. I'm really sad at the state of affairs. It just depresses me to no end. Let's see what you guys are saying. What do you think? Why they omit is there's a reason why Hollywood... Oh, what they omit is there's a reason why Hollywood is losing so much money, even comics, because the alphabet agenda isn't popular for most. Now, I left comics before Comicgate, or whatever they call that. But I can see why people wouldn't want to read comics back then. Like now, I remember back then when I was reading comics, there was this character named Anal. Not anal. Okay, so here you can read it. So this is when it started for me. Oh, I noticed that in the early 2000s, maybe not early 2000s, this is probably 2008. I think it was later on, yeah. So Anally, he was an X-Men. He was one of the younger kids, and he came out as gay. And then X Factor, they had gay character. I was like, why are they all gay now? I thought it was special to be different. It's not special if everyone's the same. And yeah, I guess that also kind of, for me, I like the counterculture. I can be counterculture by the things that I consume, like music, media, TV, books. But when everyone's just gay, it's like, how the hell can I be counterculture if everyone's gay? It's mainstream. It's not fun. This one was, pleased you sponsored True Underdogs video. What? When? When? Who else? Raise your hand, Queen. Oh my god. XD, because 2 of us now. The acronym has changed more times than all of us changing our underwear combined. I agree. King Mania, I can't with that name. This one loves X-Men. I love X-Men too. Except it's not going to be X-Men. It's going to be X-Person. We can't have gender. No more gender. Which is also insulting for the gays and the lesbians. Because if you say that our sexual orientation is just a gender preference, that implies that I can change my preference whenever I want, but I can't. That's the problem. They don't see that gender is like a real thing instead of like a made up non-binary spectrum of a percentage, I guess. 60% female, 40% male. Sad. So Steam had 2302 English language games under the LGB tag, but it dropped to 1506 when filtering out adult-only sexual content titles. Wild? I would play some of those adult-only sexual content titles. That sounds interesting. But I don't need it in mainstream gaming. I don't need it in Spider-Man. I don't need it in Assassin's Creed. I don't need it in God of War. If I want it, I can seek it out. But the fact that they are tagging it means that they are trying to market themselves, promote themselves to people to get the gay dollars. That's the sad thing. Like, the LGBT need to wake up and get woke to the idea that we are nothing but cash pigs for these companies. Oh, they say they're LGBT? Well, let me just go buy that. No, not at all. That is corporate pandering. That is corporate cult worship, which I do not approve of. I will never fall into that. So, together, these games compose less than 2% of the Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch digital libraries. So this is where they're pulling that 2% number. For context, it's estimated that 1% of all games... Well, what about The Sims? You could make all The Sims gay. Or you could just make believe. Or pretend. And I think in any anime game where they do a gender bend, that would be LGBT as well. I'm thinking of Fate. I love the Fate anime video games. They have lots of gender bends, so those were good, but they were pretty. Despite the significant progress we've seen, gaming remains woefully behind other forms of entertainment. Sad. So this is something that's even gone on to mainstream news outlets, where this 17% is being thrown around by the New York Times, which is really shocking because it feels like it's a social contagion. I remember this percentage back when I was a child was probably around 5% or less. Now it's 17%. That's like a tripling of gays. That's like a tripling of HIV sources at the bathhouse. I can't with it. So it's too much. It's way too much. And it feels like these people are watching TikTok. They're getting indoctrinated in their schools. And I can't with the children who are Gen Z saying that they are queer. Like, you have not sucked a dick. You have not been at a 3-day orgy. Like, there are certain milestones that you have to check box if you want to claim that you're gay. So when they're saying the children are, I'm gay, I'm trans, I'm non-binary, you're like a little child. Like, what the fuck do you know? And I think it's important for the LGBT to gatekeep this stuff. Definitely. When my nephews talk to me about anything remotely this related, I'm like, go get a girlfriend. Go dance with a girl in high school. Like, go do this. Please. Explore. I hate that we're living in a society where people go to college to experiment with opposite sex attraction, because the norm now is same-sex attraction, right? Wild. Oh my god. You should say LGBT in a sing song. It'll ring off every time. Oh my god. Yikes. Man, yeah, I'm part of the LGTV community. Yay, I have a saying song. I am not part of the LGTV community. The LGTV community is also LGTV HD. 4K plus. Not the 4K plus HD LGTV. I love it. So if you are part of the 4K plus LGHGTV community, let me know. So this is New York Times. I think that if you are looking for impartial news source, this is definitely more lefty leaning than other things like New York Post, New York Times. But it's interesting to hear like this leftist perspective of we need to have more inclusion, more representation. And the sad thing is people are going to say this is representation. This is inclusion, where they can't say that they're a lesbian, where they can't say that they're a carpet muncher, where they can't say that they are diving into bush. Like, why can't we say these things? Like, this relationship here is so coded that people who have no gaydar, who are super straight, will look at this and say, Laverne and Shirley? They're just roommates. So, that's what we're going to get. We're going to get more dog water representation of LGBT in the future because that's what the woke activists want. That's what GLAAD wants. That's what New York Times wants. The survey, whose results were released on Tuesday, yeah, this is also why I'm talking about it. This is fresh. I have been wanting to stay away from Mortal Kombat 1 and talking about these things because it just depresses me. I feel like there is no change that will happen. I can only see dark future ahead, which is sad. Everything's just gonna be rainbow menacing clouds. It's sad, but this is fresh, and I think it's worthwhile to take a look at it. Because if you are hoping that MK2 will be better, it won't. Babes, I broke up with Mortal Kombat. I made a song about it. I don't think that anything is going to get better. Ever. Ever. It's so sad because this is the majority of people. This is what people are thinking on Reddit, on Twitter. Anyways, so it also found that many queer gamers saw virtual worlds as an escape in states where recent legislation has targeted LGBTQ people. Are they kidding me? Are they kidding? Where? I need sources. You're creating I don't what about straights? What about people who want to escape and see beautiful women? Why? Why are you doing this? That's wild. So video games let them choose a role. Their transgender identities flourished. Oh, okay. They're not talking about gays. They're only talking about transgenders, which aren't even part of the LGBTQ. Because the T stands for transsexual in my book, not transgender. If you're transgender, you're part of some religious cult. And I thought a lot of people in the LGBT did not like religion. So now there's a religion. 75% of I don't like this word, queer. If people are calling me queer, I'm going to call you fag. I'm sorry. That's how it is. You don't get to call me queer and I don't get to call you. No. They get to reclaim the word queer. I'm going to call you fag. Use the fag. Respondents from those states said they could express themselves in a game in a way they did not feel comfortable doing in reality. What are you uncomfortable doing in reality? Like, what is it that you're not able to do? Because when I got misgendered today, by the way. It was on the phone, so maybe it was a little bit more. But my name is David. Like, how do you misgender David? I got called ma'am, and I had to tell the person, actually, my name is David. I'm a sir. But I don't get butthurt about it like those transgenders. Oh no. Oh, you know what? Let's have some fun. L_G_B. I haven't seen these guys in a while. Let's see what they're saying. Uh-oh. AGB trans women are lesbians. Oh god. That's scary. Let's see.
But especially how scary it is for most of us are pretty aware of how scary the world is right now, but especially
I think the things that are scary in this world are like Russia and Ukraine, Israel and Palestine, Venezuela and Guyana, China and Taiwan. Like, these global conflicts are perhaps a little bit more scary than you having pale lavender hair, miss.
especially how scary it is for LGBTQ people and specifically for queer kids.
Queer kids, once again, they're fucking virgins. They're little children. How do they know what's queer? That's why I say gatekeep. Well, we gotta gatekeep this shit. If you want to say you're queer, how many dicks have you sucked? That's what I want to know.
So I want to take this opportunity in the midst of all these horrific bills and laws and rules being made in the United States to share a little bit of joy. Because I am a queer educator in a conservative
She's part of the indoctrination system.
state, and I have fought over these past few years to create an inclusive, accepting, and empowering space.
I hate that these people talk in buzzwords. That's also why I don't like using the word woke, or if I do, I want to reclaim it. Like, get woke. LGBTQ people, get woke. You are being made a fool by these corporates. But yeah, her saying inclusion, we need the inclusion. Inclusion was meaningful and important like 20 years ago. Now it's gone full pendulum swing, where I go to watch, it was called Army of the Dead, a Dave Bautista film. They had a Mexican lady, they had a black guy, a Mexican guy, Chinese, they had to have all of the check boxes. Like, it was too much.
Space for all kids, but especially for queer kids. And today, I just like felt the results of that as I was sitting in a room with a bunch of middle schoolers who were like in a normal.
Oh my god, they're in middle school? I definitely was not sucking dick in middle school. So how the hell do they know that they're queer? I knew I liked dollies when I was in middle school. I knew that I liked makeup. I knew that I liked drawing and music and Pokemon and Sailor Moon. But I didn't know that I was gay. Quite the opposite, in fact.
Normal class, and they're all just so casually talking about being queer and talking about their relationships, and all of them are respect.
What? You're encouraging this? The sodomy of children in middle school? It's wild.
Respecting like their pronouns and the names kids.
Not respecting their I'm going to disrespect your pronouns. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I don't have time for made up shenanigans. I learned my English in high school. And there were like real words back then, not this made up shit.
Kids have chosen for themselves. And like, I literally had middle school boys upset because they were like, why is every girl bi? Like,
not every girl is bi. Not every girl is bi now. No wonder people tell me that Tanya and Melina are bi. Except they're in a lesbian relationship. That's something I never understood either. Like, you can say that you're bisexual, but if you are sucking dick on a regular basis and you also have a dick, you might be gay, not bisexual. Oh, it reminds me of that black comedian. What's his name? Wayne something. And he said that he's omnisexual. Jokes. What's his name? Damn. I don't even know his name. But he used to do the singing, and whose line is it anyway? Whose line is it anyway? Oh God, what's his name? Wayne Brady. He's pansexual. Yeah, like that's just a fancy way of saying that you like to suck dick on the regular. So I don't know why they say this. It's just too much. I also really don't like the fact that people have to go into the video games to live out their life, because I go there to escape from life, not to live my life actively. Like, if I wanted to suck a dick, I'm not going to go do a suck a dick simulator. I'm sorry, I'm saying suck a dick a lot. But yeah, the transgender identifies flourished. That's why now we have things in Street Fighter 6 and even Tekken 8 where you can create trans, right? You can create your own transgender avatar, your own transgender Leo, but of course I can't put Brian in a dress. So it's sad that these games, these companies, these corporates, they're pandering to people like this who feel that it's necessary to push this onto the children, and they want to give them video games that all of the girls can be by. And the guys are just going to be like, why are the girls bi? That's so sad. It's sad because it's not a joke. It's real. Oh my God. Okay, what's this one?
In a normal day, these are my shoes. But sometimes, hell, I like to look sexy.
Bitch, it don't match. And your hem is rolled up. It's ghetto. It's giving trash. It's giving ugly streetwalker that you would maybe pick up at 2 a.m. if you're really drunk and driving. It's giving not cute. It's giving ill-advised caution advisory. You're going to fall, sir, while playing football in heels. Ugh, you're giving very I'm gonna molest that boy there vibes.
Oh, he's gonna burst a blood vessel because I kissed his wife.
Did he fall down and get up? Is that what we're seeing there?
Vessel because I kissed his wife.
Okay, so this is what happens in the school after night. He puts on his Daisy Dukes and he does a little catwalk moment. Inappropriate, teacher. Inappropriate, sir.
I'm a little closer, sexy boy.
Excuse me? Please don't tell me that's at school. This is not... It's not cute. It's not cute. Why are you doing the crop top if your belly spills over? Why are you wearing these leggings with your legs wide open to show off your bulge? Why are you showing off your bulge, sir? It's sad. Yeah, this is what we can look forward to in future video games. That's what MK2 is going to be like. That's what Spider-Man 3 is going to be like. That's what everything is going to be like in the future. So that is a statistic that should pull on everyone's heartstrings, says Blair Durkee, who led the advocacy group survey alongside partners from Nielsen, the data and marketing firm. The statistic is driven largely by young gamers. Gaming is a lifeline for them. And we know that this is true. Like, this is also said by David Zaslav, where their key demographic is Gen Z and Gen Alpha. They don't care about us. Older people. GLAAD has produced a similar breakdown of queer representation in television, but now they're also looking at video games. So this is from GLAAD. This is their website where they talk about the state of LGBTQ inclusion in video games. And once again, I don't know who changed the transsexual to transgender, but you need a medical diagnosis. That's what that T was. That's what the T stood for. You would be getting, I don't know, shots of testosterone. If you're a man, T. Yes, you're getting your T. Not Tina. Testosterone. Or what's the T? Yeah. Oh my god. I love to bring up old gay references. Spill the tea? Oh no. Kevin Aviance, I love him. He made all sorts of like sing-songs in the 90s. One was like cunty, and the other one I forget. It's like tea. Something tea. I forget what it's called. Darn. Tea song. Oh yeah, and Beyonce has to steal everything from the gays. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Oh, sad. Yeah. Wonderful. Let's see what you guys are saying. Do you agree 17% of all gamers are gay? Would love to know. Yeah, he definitely ate the floor there. Right? If you're making an edited video, wouldn't you want to edit the part where you're laying flat on the floor? There you are, Kung Lao and Geras. Does he own another pair of shoes? I don't know. He's got like the open-toed
On a
heels.
normal day, these are my shoes. But sometimes, hell,
Because I just wife.
Don't you love
I
it?
think I'm seeing like 2 pairs of shoes. He's pretending. And you know what's sad? This is a sexual fetish. Right? And we're just exposing it to the children. Because, like, the only time I've ever had a guy dressed up was in a sexual situation, not in school. So I'm confused. I'm confused. Why are they doing this to children? Sad. And this is what this report wants. More inclusion for the queer kids. So this thing is pretty long, but I think some interesting statistics that come out of it are they looked at a population less than 1,500. And they were looking at responses mainly from a queer or queer supporting audience, because this is GLAAD. They're not going to MAGA conservatives for responses on their survey. But one in 5 active gamers are LGBTQ, which is wow. Yeah, so we have here 13 plus gamers. 17% of them are gay. What? 13 to 17-year-olds. 28% are gay. How much dick are these young children sucking? How do they know that they're gay? I could maybe understand for the people cross 18, but also these demographic like breakdowns, like 13 plus, or is that 13 minus? 13 to 17. 18 to 24, 24 to 34. So if you're over the age of 34, you're fucked. No one cares about you. Sad. Sad. So 1 in 5 active gamers are gay. Wonderful. Really, really sad. So single player games, 50%. Wait, what? Wait, what? LGBT gamers spend more time playing across all platforms. What? So LGBT's 52. I'm trying to understand this number breakdown. How on earth are they playing? Wow. Okay. So apparently straights beat out gays on competitive multiplayer games. But cooperative and single player games, there's more gays playing. It's certainly an interesting idea. I think this is more so conspiracy. I don't think this is accurate. I don't think that this is representative, but they put numbers. And I think that's the sad thing here. A lot of the leftists, a lot of these woke activists, they say, oh, we have this study. But there are inherent flaws with the study, how they have conducted analysis. That just indicates that things are going to be skewed. Okay, being able to play characters that match their gender or sexual orientation matter. Why? If you're playing Call of Duty, do you need to know that the dude sucks a dick? Why does that matter? I think the only thing that matters to me when I play a game is the character cute? Is there a nice outfit? Do I have big boobs? That's all I want. 72% of LGBTQ gamers say that seeing characters with their gender identity and or sexual orientation represented well makes them feel better about themselves. Why is this an important thing? First off, why do video games need to make you feel better about yourself? If that's the case, MK1 hasn't made me feel better about myself. It's made me feel very depressed. It made me feel like I am stupid for spending so much money on it. Now, where does that factor into this? Because I'm LGBTQ. That matters to me. Where does my voice get represented in this? Also, the most important thing here is gender identity. Why? LGBTQ, this never used to be about gender identity. It used to represent a difference from the heteronormative state of society. But now it's one part of the alphabet is being emphasized here, and everything else is getting thrown to the wayside. It's all about gender identity. And you know why? Dollars! They can make dollars off of this. If the video games let them choose a role, choose their transgender identity, they can get dollars. If they can market or tag it as LGBTQ, they can get more LGBTQ dollars. God, it's so hard saying it. That's why they're also teaching this shit to the children in school, because there are whole entire industries built around selling high heels to men. That's why they make ladies' heels in size 12 and up. Sad. Very, very sad. And I think this all sort of speaks to the fact that once gay marriage was approved, these groups like GLAAD, they now had to redefine themselves as, okay, well, we got this right. We need to continue fighting for more rights. More things. Even if those things don't necessarily make sense, like making up new words. Sad. The percentage is even higher for younger age groups. Did anyone over the age of 35 matter in this study by GLAAD? Because it seems they're highly focused on the children. LGBTQ gamers are 1.4 times more likely than non-LGBTQ gamers to buy or play a game because it allows them to play as a character that matches their gender. Bitch, that's not LGBT. That's just T. L, G, B, we're fine. We're okay with our gender. We're okay with the thing that, you know, we believe in science. We believe in the chromosomes. We're okay with our gender. But this T part, this is their focus. And the fact that they throw it under the umbrella makes it clear it's not about gays. It's not about lesbians. It's about trans. LGBTQ gamers are seeking more representation in games, as are non-LGBTQ gamers. This is the part that makes me really depressed. Because I could understand why and how LGBT want to see themselves in a game. But why do the non-LGBT want to see this? Is it because they're virtue signaling? Is it because they're social warriors? Like, if you want people to see themselves in a video game, why do you not also want to see yourself in a video game? Why not have the video game be representative of actual society and not be everything gay? Because it seems like everything is going gay. Quality of representation matters to both LGBTQ and non-LGBTQ game. That's fucking lies. That's fucking lies. No way that this is quality LGBT representation as they blockily run. Do you see how they run? What are these animations? They look so terrible. That's not how people run. I don't think people run like that. And then the little waddle up here as she slows down. Look at her waddle. Man, yeah, she's so ugly. So yeah, I'm so perplexed. Definitely perplexed by the opinions being put out by this report, where apparently everyone is asking for this, which is sort of gaslighting. It's making me feel like they are lying to us, trying to make us believe in something that is not real. Who are these people? Okay. OMG, Dave, our ages are not in the list. Are we granny gamers? Yes, we are. Definitely. We're old. We are too old. If you are across the age of 35, all hope for you is gone. Is Grindr available on consoles? It should be. Adlie, they should show their sources. I agree. They don't care for us who keep the game living on. So sad. Cunty. Yeah, Cunty. Have you never heard that song? This one's not copyrighted, so I can play it. I do like it. I love it.
Feeling cunt. Feeling tea.
Feeling cunt. Feeling tea. Feeling cunt. Tea. Feeling cunt. Feeling tea. Feeling cunt. Tea. Cunt. Tea. I mean, it's an easy song. You can learn all the words real easy. Not the bald-headed no boob. But he's not pretending. He's not saying, I'm a woman. He's just saying he feels cunty. And I can relate to that. Sometimes I feel cunty too. But I'm not pretending I'm a transsexual woman. Notably, 51% of heavy-core gamers are less likely to buy or play such a game if it contains harmful tropes or stereotypes about the LGBTQ community. Wild. All of this is just shocking, eye-opening stuff that makes me feel so out of touch with the rest of the world, with the rest of my community, because this is what they believe in. I feel like there are so many stories that have yet to be told in the LGBTQ plus community. And I hope game developers continue to tell those stories. I would love it if they did, like, not a game, but a movie about Rock Hudson. He was like one of those secret gays in old Hollywood. Yeah, I like him, but I don't even think that these people know who Rock Hudson is. 30, Mexican am, Chicano, white, cisgender, woman, straight in Illinois. What the fuck? If you're in Illinois, why are you calling yourself Mexican am, Chicano? How many damn ethnicities do you need? Choose one. Why can't you just be American? I never understood that. If you go from one country to another country, don't you want to just be like Canadian? As opposed to, I am Iranian, Palestinian, Canadian, blah, blah, blah. I've never said that. I've always said I'm Canadian. I'm not saying my ethnicity every single time. That's stupid. So 72% of LGBTQ gamers say seeing characters with their gender identity makes them feel better about themselves. 72% of LGBTQ gamers are weak. that require personal validation from a video game rather than just being confident in themselves. I think if these weak children who are under the age of 35 don't feel confident in themselves, that's something they need to fix themselves, not with a video game or a movie or a TV show where representation makes them feel better. Yikes. No, find the confidence within yourself. And I think this is something that will always separate young gays from old gays. Old gays grew up in a different time where things were not accepted, where it was questionable to come out of the closet. There ain't no closet for these children nowadays. They are born out of the closet. I was going to say second dick, but that's a little gross. But they are born out of the closet. They never have to go through that experience of coming out, finding themselves, answering questions, experimenting. Like, they'll never do that because just everyone's gay now. And that's what we can look for in the future of these video games. Desire to see more LGBTQ representation is highest among younger gamers. Oh, look, hey, they have old people. Hey, look, they have older people. Well, they're, I would say, like, my mom's old. They don't have my mom's age here. But, yeah, age 13 to 7, 18 to 24. And then it's just, like, decades. Why do they break down this into, like, this decade into two categories? Like, understanding the distribution here, it really makes it seem like there's a peak with the ages 25 to 34, but there's, like, instead, like, a sharp decline, because 34, 36, wait, these numbers don't add up to 100. What the hell kind of math is this? Oh, okay. So I guess from each cohort, 17% of this cohort, 34% of this cohort. They should have grouped these or separated all of them, because it seems like it's biasing the information. And I don't wish that there were more prominent LGBTQ characters in stories, because take a look at this. Steam had 2,300 English games under its LGBTQ plus tag. Like, 1,000 of those are adult only. That's what I would want to play. I would want to play some sort of dating simulator. I don't want to play, like Spider-Man but gay. Or God of War but gay. It's sad. LGBTQ gamers care more about being able to play as their own gender. I don't like playing as my own gender. I don't like playing as a dude. I like a pretty lady. But I think what they're talking about is having a boy body with a girl voice who identifies as they, them. I think that's what they're talking about. They're not talking about regular gender. They're talking about the fantasy gender. Wonderful. Fantasy gender. Who needs video games as a fantasy escape when you can just invent your own fantasy in reality and make up a new pronoun? My pronouns now are marijuana and marijuana self. Doesn't that sound fun? Ooh, that sounds like a good time. Okay, LGBTQ content is lacking. Yikes. Okay, so this is where they talk about the 2%. Let's see what you guys are saying. LOLs, I refuse to identify with old Shang Tsung or Ermac's oldest soul due to my age. OMG. Perhaps. I refuse to identify as... Well, I don't mind identifying as gay Twinkies on MK1, but it's just, why are they all gay Twinkies? Why can't there be, like, buff mask guys? There are definitely mask guys in Tekken, but It gets questionable for me. Now I'm just questioning everything. I think that's the appropriate way. Just question everything. So they repeat this number here about Steam having a large amount of LGBT adult-only games. However, in context, these games account for 2% of total digital libraries. So they want more games to be openly tagged on these platforms as being LGBT. For what purpose? To make the children feel more validated? Is that what we should be teaching children? Video games will affirm your gender if people in the real world won't believe the shit you're saying. That's sad. That's encouraging delusion. I don't think that's helping anyone. Not at all. For Steam, it is less than 2.5, but drops to 1.7. And they're looking for something like 28.5%, which is the value that they're giving for films. Things are not getting better, my friends. It's only going to get worse. Less than 2 games with LGBTQ content. I think... Let's see if we can find it. I used to have a video about this, but it's gone. But there's a gay romance scene in one of these video games that I used to play, Technomancer. And I'm pretty sure you can have gay stuff in Mass Effect. Yeah. But for me, like, this is fine. I don't need more representation than this. Let's see. Kiss him or tell him to leave. Oh my god. Oh my word. His robot hand clipped through my booty. Oh my word. Could you imagine if Melina and Tanya were doing that? Oh my god. And then fade to black. And then they're back in their full suit armor. That's all I need. I think if MK1 had a scene like that, it wasn't even long, like 30 seconds. If they had something like that, I think I could have gotten into the delusion of MK1 being good if there was meaningful representation. But the sad thing is that, yeah, people praise MK1 for this. So wild. 10.6 of all series regulars on primetime scripted series were LGBTQ. Okay, let's take a look. Worldwide rate of gayness. Can we get in this survey, on average 80% of the world identified as heterosexual, 3% is gay, 4% is bi, 1% is pan or omni, and 11% said I don't know or won't say. I'm guessing these are children. Children wouldn't know. But in my day and age, it was a much lower percentage. So the fact that now it's 10.6 sounds like it's too much. 3% LGBT inclusive ads from top 10 spenders. Oh, this is another thing that I really, really hate. So I also have like the gay network TV cable channel. I got it like years and years ago. But one thing that I really hated was that there is a very gay agenda for these advertisers, these commercials. They will be marketed towards the gays. And a lot of the times they'll just have like a throwaway scene of 2 dudes just debating how to make breakfast or something, and it's a commercial for like cereal or bullshit. It's weird because that's not the norm. But when you see things like that, it's supposed to push the idea that everything should just be gay. I think it's okay if you disagree on a religious basis or a moral basis or something with gayness. Like, not everyone has to be gay. It's not for everyone. But to push it down everyone's throat, it's disgusting. It feels like this is now the big brother way of how we communicate, how we interact with each other. That everyone is just by default gay. It makes me cringe to even think about it. Okay, so this is a person who is responsible for making this report. Blair Durkee. Wow, they put her picture. So this is where they're trying to identify why they are doing this, that they've already done significant work with other forms of media, that now their attention has been turned towards video games. And, well, this article, or this report rather, came out this week, so it is very fresh and new. But GLAAD isn't the only ones who are pushing this idea. So before we get into this, let's see what you guys are saying. Thank you for joining. Please don't forget to leave a like. In MK11, Kano was built. I do agree. Why don't they go play Baldur's Gate 3? I don't know. I've heard good things about it. In my student's time, that was callous schizophrenia. Oh no. We have Omni-Man Bottom Daddy. Delicious. I'm not opposed to that. Phoebe and Rachel, Chandler and Monica. Oh god, Chandler and Monica, my eyes. Ew. Everyone and their mother is LGBTQ these days. It's bad. Oh yeah. Speaking of like LGBT mothers, like, what's that lady's name? Do you see these titles? I'm trans and regret my surgery, my vagina closed. Gender surgery gone wrong, I might never experience an orgasm, I am Jazz. Wonderful. Childhood mutilation. So yeah, that brought to my mind where Jazz's mom, I can't find the clip, but she said that Jazz doesn't want to use the dilator, and if she doesn't use the dilator, sometimes she'll wake up Jazz in the middle of the night, lube up the dilator, and say, go use it, or I'll use it on you. Like, it's wild. It's so sad because this is what's normalized, and if you want to talk about corporate politics, TLC, owned by Discovery, was shepherded by David Zaslav. So David Zaslav has all of this sort of sad ideology that he pushes into his TV shows. But he does so because it's money. It's money. Where is it? I wonder if I can find it. Shorts. Damn. Oh, let's.
While Jazz is having her surgery and the doctors sometimes don't see eye to eye.
Why are you cutting there? Right here?
Okay, that's like someone watching someone watching someone. Is TLC that copyrighted? Maybe I shouldn't play TLC. I think I understand why I can't find the clip. Yeah, it's probably copyrighted. But yeah, do check out Jazz Jennings if you're really interested in this ideas of children and their mothers are LGBT. Because I would totally say that Jazz's mother is part of the LGBT. She's grooming her child. And I think these parents, they're using their children as tools to say, hey, look how open-minded and accepting and responsible I am by affirming my child's gender, by affirming my child's sexual orientation. It sounds so bad to put those words beside each other. My child's sexual orientation. Yikes. My child shouldn't be having no sex. So sad. So sad. So crazy. Jaded, if I want to farm currency for Tekken, which ghost battles should I do and which characters should I use? Is there a better method than what you use? I would say use the method I've been using. I haven't really experimented with many characters. I used Azucena on the Arena Underground against Naniwa Hero. These are my short form ways of telling you. Okay, so here we go. We've got here Screen Rant. Constant Shark fans rejoice. DC strongly implies King Shark is queer in Arkhamverse. Kill the Justice League canon. So I love it that the developers, they've created a character where their sexuality, their whole entire identity is so questionable that they have to come out later and tell people that they are queer. So the Constant Shark ship gets another boon in canon as the Arkhamverse confirms that King Shark is queer in the comic prequel for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. So this is also very fresh. It's giving very Dominic Gianchiolo vibes. I don't know how to write a gay character, so I'll just clarify on Twitter that Kung Jin is gay. It's giving very that. The comic prelude to Suicide Squad confirms King Shark's queer identity within the Arkhamverse canon. So of course they have to take the furry and make him queer. Sonic Fox, anyone? I don't understand that. Why? He's a shark. Sharks don't have dicks. Do sharks have dicks? They are not actually an independent appendage like the human penis. In fact, they are modified grooved fins. Shark claspers. Okay, so they don't have penises. Where are the penises? Do sharks get hard? Do sharks have... They do not have dicks. So how on earth are they taking the dick? Is he taking it in his blowhole? Is he taking it in his gills? Like, he's a shark. He's gay, though. Wonderful. King Shark's confirmed queerness, along with Harley Quinn's bisexuality, showcases a significant milestone for diversity in DC, with half of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League playable heroes being queer. It's insane. It really is insane. And if you can look at this, you can see that in the future, they're not going to be just half the cast queer. The whole cast will be queer. The whole cast will be some form of DEI. Let me bring this up here. I think this is it. Yes. I've been looking out for when they make the future equity and inclusion report for WB. The last time we got one was for 2020-2021, where of course they say Black Lives Matter. Can't all lives matter? Can't we all just matter? No, only trans matters. You can tell by the flag. But this is why DC, why Warner Brothers is trying to make everyone queer. These video games are not gay enough. They need to have in here that Justice League, Suicide Squad, half the roster is gay. So that's why they clarify for Screen Rant, and then they can put it into their equity reports, which are delivered to shareholders and are used for the purposes of like BlackRock, of securing venture capital for loans and investments. Not tax write-offs. It bothers me when people say that DEI is for tax write-offs. There is no DEI tax write-off. Please, get it straight. We may be talking about gay stuff, but let's be straight about it. There's no tax write-offs. People like BlackRock are issuing loans, issuing investments into companies that satisfy this ESG ideal. So that's why they want this bullshit too. The people want it, the companies want it, and I'm here just screaming, what the fuck is wrong with everyone? Just what? Just what is wrong with everyone? It's revealed John Constantine and King Shark had been in a relationship together and provides confirmation of Nanawi's status as a queer icon within the DC universe. That sounds kind of aboriginal. Is he also Two-Spirit? I mean, are they also Two-Spirit? Two-Spirit, if you don't know, when I was learning, it was like native aboriginal. Oh, I'm a shaman. I'm both genders. That's what Two-Spirit means. That's what I learned. I could be wrong, but yeah. So okay, they're in prison. Well, of course they're gonna be gay in prison. Someone has to be the prison bitch. Wild. Really sad. But I think this whole entire conspiracy, the psyop that's going on, it's really just hurting LGBT. It's creating divisions in the community. And you can see that they want to divide people based on age. For sure. They want to divide people based on age. They want to divide people based on gender identity, because gender identity is now more important than sexual orientation in the alphabet of things. That's why here in Canada, 2S plus is at the beginning of the acronym. I don't know if they do that in America, but that's what happens here. So all of these divisions, they're being fed to the children in school. They're being fed to us in our medias. There's no hope. We're fucked. We're really fucked. And this company here, Sweet Baby Inc., these are one of the peoples that help make sure that video games are going to be gay enough. They are partnered, not necessarily with Warner Brothers, but they definitely worked on Suicide Squad. I should stop saying that bad word. YouTube doesn't like that word. Actually, does YouTube like the F word? Because I say that too. I don't know. But here we go. Founded in 2018, Sweet Baby Inc. is a narrative development and consultation studio based in Montreal. When I used to live in Montreal, there were like Orthodox Jews who would never allow this. But now things are different. And working around the globe, our mission is to tell better, more empathetic stories while diversing and enriching the video game industry. We aim to make games more engaging, more fun, more meaningful, and more inclusive for everyone. Am I the one who's left out here? Like, why do people want all of this stuff? Wouldn't you rather have fun game modes? More customization? More game modes? More multiplayer modes? Why does it have to focus so much on diversity, inclusion? It's virtue signaling in the highest degree, where they claim to be empathetic. But once again, I say we must apply gatekeeps to this. You're saying that you're part of the umbrella. I want to know, did you get diagnosed with gender dysphoria? Are you a gold star gay? How many IKEA shelves have you built? Like, there are certain questions that we should be asking before letting people into the LGBT. Queer kids? I'm affirming my child's sexual orientation should not be a sentence. That should not be a thing, but it is. So here's what Sweet Baby does. They do writing, narrative, representation, and development. And I tried to find if there was any relationship between them and Mortal Kombat 1, but I think Dominic Cianciolo already does so much DEI bullshit that they don't necessarily need to outsource that. They already got that stuff in-house. So it says here, we believe you need diverse voices to solve diverse problems. Sweet Baby Inc. provides narrative consultation at any stage of development, boasting a talented team with vetted industry experience to bring your story to life. So these people are only concerned about story, dialogues, narration. Nothing about actual gameplay. This is meant to ESG, DEI, rainbow wash, whatever project they put their hands on, so that these companies can then go forwards and secure loans, venture capital from BlackRock and other investors. Like, this is another example I bring up here. Bank of Canada, DEI. Like, this is part of the government too. Like, Bank of Canada, this is our monetary central bank for Canada, and one of their key values is equity, diversity, and inclusion. So if you want a loan from the Canadian government, you better say you love gays. It's too much. It really is too much.
If we want to be a leading central bank, we need to be truly inclusive. We need to make sure that we're creating an environment where people can bring their whole self to the Bank of Canada so they can do their very best work. It's imperative that we get a diversity of views, different ideas, coming from a diversity of background.
I love that it's an old white guy saying, oh, we need diversity. Diversity is so important.
That's going to lead to better decisions. It's also going to lead to more innovation.
Oh, look, a diverse group. Oh my god, they have a diverse group. Black woman, Indian guy, I'm going to say queer white guy. Lesbo haircut. And she's body positive, and an Asian girl.
On aspire d'être une banque centrale influente, engagée.
Oh, en français, s'il vous plaît.
Dynamique et digne de confiance. C'est très important que nous avons une culture engageante, une culture accueillante. It is important to talk about your values.
But if your values is that you're married to a woman and you have like 4 kids, isn't your values that you're straight? Why not have that represented? Why does everything have to be part of a checkbox? Like, this is not what society looks like either. There is not an equal mix of Indians, blacks, and Chinese here in Canada. In fact, most of the government is being run by Indians who have come from India or the Punjab or somewhere. But this don't exist. This kind of stuff exists in Degrassi on TV shows where it's forced, but nothing feels organic about this. And yeah, this is coming from the top level of Canada. This is how you get your investments if you're a business here in Canada.
It is important to talk about diversity and inclusion. It's important to talk about racism. It's a difficult subject, but there is absolutely no place for racism in the Bank of Canada. L'inclusion, c'est la responsabilité de nous tous. Et j'espère que tout le monde peut voir leur rôle dans ces actions. Et je veux
Your job as a central bank is to make sure that inflation is down. You done fucked up because inflation is crazy here in Canada. So, yeah, you suck. I don't think that they're focusing on the right things. And the more society focuses on these things that make us different, all we're doing is creating more walls between each other, more segregation. It should just be about acceptance, not checking boxes.
Vraiment souligner que À la fin, l'inclusion, c'est une attitude, c'est une culture. Diversity.
White guy, white guy, white guy, white guy. Like they're trying to show that they're diverse by having these two in the front, but you can see all the white people hidden in the back.
Is a fact, inclusion is an act. And if we really want to get the most out of our employees at the Bank of Canada, if we want to be a
Okay, so we don't need people who know maths, who can do proper forecasting into the future of rates. Then we need to have like black, woman, gay. It's sad.
leading central bank, we need to be truly inclusive. Et si on veut avoir la confiance des Canadiens, c'est clair qu'on devrait refléter toute la diversité de Canada.
Yeah, that's another thing. All of the diversity of Canada. The only diversity that we have now is, I guess, we sort of have like an open border policy. So everyone comes to Canada now. And I'm pretty sure all the people who are fleeing to the US, they're going to end up in Canada. Damn. So that's where a lot of our diversity comes from.
Canada. Les Canadiens et Canadiennes devraient voir eux-mêmes ici à la Banque du Canada. So diversity and inclusion, there's a moral obligation.
What is the moral obligation? Because you see diversity as a fact, so you have to include people? But this is why don't you give up your job then, Governor of the Bank of Canada? If diversity and inclusion is so important and you are a minority, shouldn't you give up your position for an even more minority group? It's hard to fathom these things because it seems so contradictory. Yeah.
But it's also just core to our success.
All right. So yeah, I mean, the money lenders, they're fucked. The governments, they're fucked. Media, fucked. Hollywood, fucked. LGBT activists, fucked. Everyone's fucked. I'm fucked. You're fucked. There is no hope for us. That's the sad thing. There really is no hope because all of the future is going to be gay. Wow, they worked on God of War. Narrative and character consultation with a focus on representation. So if you take a look at what Sweet Baby has done, how they have touched other programs, and this is why Canada is a home for these businesses, because as you can see, the government is giving money to people who fulfill the equity, diversity, and inclusion. That's so sad. Damn you, central bank. Damn you, money lenders. But this is what's happening. This is why Sweet Baby Inc. is a startup from Montreal, because they're receiving central bank funding. Who knows? But yes, Alan Wake, Sable, Spider-Man 2, they've touched all of these things and made them worse. As you can see, WB is a partner. However, they don't say NetherRealm Studios, so nothing indicating here that they've touched Mortal Kombat. Nor would they really need to, because Mortal Kombat, NRS, they are very woke, very corporate political dogma inserted into their hiring principles, the people that work for them, the stories they tell. So I don't think they needed outsourcing, but kind of shocking to see how many people actually work with them. Now you know which games to avoid and which publishers, which developers to be mindful of. Definitely ask questions, because Rocksteady, Avalanche, I mean, like, these are people that I know of. Santa Monica, that's God of War. Okay, let's go here. Projects. Oh, how do I get this? So they also have a game here, Sable. Sable is an open world exploration game where you're free to go wherever you want to discover who you are. This is a game that's gone, I'm pretty sure, straight to PlayStation Plus. A lot of the games that are being touched by this LGBT agenda are very poor quality. They end up immediately on Game Pass, PlayStation Plus. And I think it indicates that when you do go woke, perhaps you go broke as well. Because you're then not looking at money off of individual unit sales. You're hoping that people are playing your product through Game Pass and maybe then investing money later on after they become a fan of the game. Depressing. Do you feel depressed? I feel super depressed looking at all this stuff. Alan Wake 2, Battle Shapers, so this is more of the games that they worked on. Suicide Squad. Surely if they worked on Mortal Kombat, this would be something that they would list. But it's also interesting to see how their roles change for these different projects. Here you have story development, so they didn't have a director. Here they work on banter and barks for Suicide Squad. Spider-Man 2, they do like sensitivity reading where they try to make sure things are more sensitive to the marginalized groups. Usual Jade? Is that Jade? Full narrative development and script. Like some of these companies hire on these other companies to write the full story. Sad. And this is a trend that's only going to be increasing, especially with groups like GLAAD saying we need more gay. Video games need to be more gay. Wow, games are a vital resource in an increasingly hostile world. Once again, games are not supposed to be the safe place for LGBTs. If you need to have your gender identity affirmed through a video game, something's wrong with you. Something must be wrong with you. Regular hetero folks are not looking to get their gender confirmed through a video game, so why would you need that if you're a T in the LGBT? And 66% of LGBTQ gamers say gaming allows them to express themselves in a way they don't feel comfortable doing in the real world. So you're not out. It's so weird. These children that are not having the closet experience where they come out of the closet. It's sad. So yeah, really sad times for Mortal Kombat. I don't think Mortal Kombat's ever gonna get good. I think there's going to be more political indoctrination with the story DLC, Mortal Kombat 13 or 2, whatever you want to call it. If you see different, I would love to hear from you. I mean, I would love to hear if someone thinks that the world isn't so doomed where we're all gonna be saying the same things like more DEI. Because they even have this old guy from the Bank of Canada saying in both French and English, we need DEI. I don't know. I think we need more talent. We need more smarts. We need more people telling better stories, not reliant upon tokenized forms of LGBT. Right? You got MK, Melina, and Tanya. They're token lesbians. Secret lesbians. But once again, look at Sailor Uranus and Neptune. That was so sad. They died. I want to touch you, Haruka. Oh no. Oh my god. See, that's meaningful. Oh my god, look at them struggling to touch each other before their souls are destroyed. Oh my word. Okay, can't show that too long. Don't want to get copyrighted. Okay, alright. Let's see what you guys are saying. We're fucked. We are really fucked. He is very soft in the Harley Quinn show, was entangled romantically with Constantine, and now this. See, like, I don't know everything about DC. All I can do is see these things happening and ask the question, why? Why? But I think it's also a similar situation of just like, this has been going on for a while in comics. Like, anal. Anal is gay. He's also openly gay. So yeah, they've just been making everyone gay. And it's kind of sucky that it started in comic books. Yikes. Sharks even don't enjoy sex as dolphins do, so they are reaching way much. Talk about jumping the shark. Wow, Harley has an undercut so progressive and diverse. I would love to see what they are going to do for DLC, the ridiculous story they have to come up with. I would appreciate it if the story that we get from them is something that we don't have to pay for. But MK1 is most likely going to charge us a lot. But yes, crazy times in this world. I am sad. But you being here, spending some time with me today, much appreciated. Means the world. If you really enjoy what we do here at the Jaded Rabbit, please join the fam. Means a lot, and this is the only way that I stay alive on this YouTube. Not by the views, because the views ain't doing it. It's the fam, so thank you. Much love to all of my brothers and sisters here in the chat, including J4, Adlai Black, Sorcerer, Duwan, Northern Star, yay. Anyone else? That's it. Okay. Love you. Oh, Clone Max. Yes. Love you guys so much. Thank you for supporting the channel. But yes, I'm praying for all of you to just not be part of this nonsense. Don't be part of this GLAAD nonsense. But please stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy. Bye, my friends. Take care. Peace. Love you guys.